In this episode, Acura's new prototype racer, the Iceman in NASCAR at Watkins Glen, and Indycar at Gateway. Welcome to episode 108 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rao, did you know that Acura is in LMDH?
I did.
And did you see that their new car is coming out?
I did. It's also in GTP.
Ah, yes it is.
The IMSA version of LMH or DH or the top class.
So they had brought out previously a whole bunch of camouflaged images of it, and now we finally got to see it in the flesh.
Yes.
Let's take a look real quick.
Okay.
This is their new ARX 0605 was their previous
It's a
one.
nice printer.
Yeah, it's not good. But it has some new specs to it. The aerodynamics are all revamped. It still does definitely have the look of the old car. I can see it.
Very similar to the current Acura.
Looks very, very similar. I don't think that's a bad thing, though.
No, doesn't look bad.
But the engine has some new bits in it.
Oh,
Has changed up. It actually got smaller. It went from a 3.5 liter V6 to a 2.4 liter V6.
Whoa.
Way smaller.
Smaller displacement. So in terms of sound, does that mean it's going to be more high pitched?
It should be slightly more high pitched.
Okay, cool.
And the current one was, if I believe, one of the more high pitched of them all.
Mm-hmm.
The
That'll be a cool contrast.
Mm-hmm. So let me run through the other ones that are going to be racing in IMSA, which is GTP now.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have the Porsche, which has a 4.6 liter V8.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have the BMW, which has a 4 liter V8. And then we're going to have the Cadillac, which has a 5.5 liter V8.
Yeah, brother. Of
Throw
course, the
displacement.
American one has the most displacement.
Throw displacement at the problem.
That is the American way.
So I do not think that this is going to be a turbocharged car. I also don't think their current one is.
I thought it was.
It might be. I'm not sure off the top of my head. But it will rev to 10,000 RPM, which is the max that IMSA will allow.
Yeah, it's going to be twin turbo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And it should make, quoted, a wonderful sound. That's what they say.
I love it when they try to describe that. What does it sound like? Wonderful. It is superb. It is lovely.
Yes.
It's fantastic. It's good.
The engine is a 90-degree V8, so straight up 90 degrees. Yep. Nice and easy there.
Yep.
And it is supposedly lower to the bottom of the chassis, which should in turn
Better
help.
handling.
Yeah,
right?
better handling. They do say that the horsepower, they don't actually give you a horsepower number.
It's going to be BOP'd anyway.
Right. The BOP target is 100 kilowatts, which is interesting that they measure it in kilowatts. That's just how they do things. It's fine. It's normal. And that is torque at the rear axle. That is on the rear axle itself. The ARX 06 is built to the maximum dimensions, so the length as long as it can possibly be, which is 5.1 meters long, 2 meters wide, and 1.06 meters high. It's
the biggest car there.
It's the biggest car they could have made.
With the smallest amount of engine.
With the smallest amount of engine and 2 turbos, apparently.
That just seems weird.
It will also be racing with the Myers-Shank racing guys and the Wayne Taylor racing guys. So we'll at least have 2. I suspect we'll probably have 4 at the big endurance races.
I think you're probably right. It's going to be cool this next year. And I know here in IMSA, the International Motorsports Association, we are getting a bit of the shaft in terms of the amount of manufacturers, but we're still getting more than what we got currently.
Right. Currently, what, we have 2?
Yes.
Just 2.
Mm-hmm.
Cadillac and Acura.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting them back, but we're also adding BMW and Porsche,
Mm-hmm.
which left GTLM.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So it's kind of a shuffle around. Now, it's kind of honestly sort of disappointing to me that we're only getting 4 manufacturers.
Yeah.
Considering there were, 12 to 15 possible manufacturers?
Yeah. Peugeot, Baikalis,
Toyota,
Ferrari,
Glickenhaus.
Yeah.
It's a lot that IMSA is missing.
And I believe that's because of IMSA's homologation requirements.
Mm-hmm. Where you have to manufacture X number of cars every year to be a manufacturer in their eyes.
Which is why Glickenhaus can't come in.
Yes. That seems silly to me.
I agree.
I'm not a fan at all.
Me neither. I hate that. I hate that so much.
Yeah. The whole point of this was to be able to have anyone race in both series at the same time. Mm-hmm. And it seems like IMSA is now the one holding it up, which I thought would be the other way around. I thought it would have been the WEC holding it up.
Yeah, because they're Europeans, and Europeans usually have more laws.
Rules.
Yes.
Seems to be the other way around. Though the racing that will be happening at Sebring, at the Rolex, at Petit, should be very good with these 4 manufacturers.
It's going to be great. No, it's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. Just wish we had a couple more.
Mm-hmm. I agree. But I do like the look of the new Acura.
It does look good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was the Acura. Let's move on to a couple races that happened over the weekend. Okay. There was NASCAR. At Watkins Glen.
Let's go.
Did you happen to see any of that?
I did.
Oh.
And it was a spice fest.
It was.
Oh, man.
It started in the rain had just fallen stage. Mm-hmm. It was not currently raining when they started the race, but there was spray everywhere.
Yep.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
And exactly what we want to see in NASCAR. Mm-hmm. Apparently, NASCAR fans hate this.
Yeah. Horrible.
But I think it's amazing.
Oh, it's great.
Watching these cars try to stop into turn 1 was hilarious.
And they just didn't.
No.
They just didn't. We talked about track limits at NASCAR, where was it? Road America? Mm-hmm. Did you see them completely disregard track limits at Watkins Glen?
Yeah.
It was so funny. I mean, the curbing was a quarter mile away from where the runoff was, and they were just using every ounce of runoff they had, and the car was bouncing back over the curbing just to get back on the track. I heard there was actually some cars that would break an axle going over the curbing.
Oh, my goodness.
They're going over the curbing that much.
That's crazy.
That's hilarious is what it is.
Yes. So we're actually looking at a picture of the 91 car, which had Kimi Räikkönen in it.
The Iceman.
The Iceman. The F1 Iceman.
Yeah, I was so excited to watch him. I wish it would have rained for longer.
Yes.
Because Kimi would have dominated more than he did, at least until what happened. But before we get into that, did you notice while he was racing, he would immediately jump 9 positions?
Yeah.
He would go from 21st to 9th. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
I don't think he would have won the race, but I think he had a chance of getting, for sure, a top 10, possibly a top 5.
I think he could have been 5th.
Yeah. I think that was about the limit that I was going to see him go.
If it was raining the whole race, though, he could have been top 3, I think.
I think he could have won. Yeah.
If it was raining, yeah. I mean, that's his home territory, right? Drizzle. What's the weather in the Scandinavian region?
Terrible.
Yes, there you go.
Drizzly, rainy, cold.
Exactly what he would have been suited for.
Perfect. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He did get punted off, which was unfortunate. It was in the bus stop.
Bus stop, right?
Yep, at the end of the bus stop. Was not at all his fault. Someone else was trying to avoid someone spinning, and he just got absolutely punted in the side of a car.
Innocent bystander completely.
Yep. Nothing he could have done. I don't know if he's going to be coming back. I haven't heard anything. I think this was a one-off race, which is kind of unfortunate. But we'll see. It was cool to see nonetheless.
It was cool to see. There was another F1 driver there.
Who was that?
F1 driver. Daniel Kvyat.
Oh. Do you know where he ended up?
Horrible.
Oh.
He was 30 laps down or something.
Oh. Was he just down on pace?
No, I think he had a problem and then... Well, yeah, he was down on pace.
Okay.
But then I think he had a problem.
Aha. I see. Oof.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. So, who ended up taking the win? Did you happen to see?
I will tell you.
I believe that it was Kyle Larson, which was the championship winner from the past season. And he is looking pretty darn good this year. I'm surprised to see him winning on road tracks and ovals. That's
Yes,
impressive.
It was Kyle Larson, followed by AJ Allmendinger, followed by Joey Logano.
Allmendinger does well at the road courses, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And then Logano's pretty good NASCAR driver as well.
And then Chase Elliott was 4th, which is on the same team as Kyle Larson.
Yes.
And did you catch in this race how it went yellow twice within the last 10 laps?
I saw highlights, but I don't remember.
It went yellow at like lap 12, and then went yellow again at lap like 5 or 6
to go.
Yeah. Oh, man. It was yellow, green again.
Cautions breed cautions.
Uh-huh. And the last caution, when there was only a few laps left, it was actually Chase Elliott in the lead.
Oh.
And Kyle Larson punted his own teammate for the win.
Ew. NASCAR's kind of interesting in the fact that you can punt someone and you don't really get in trouble.
It's rubbing his racing, baby.
Right. They have that approach to it, which I find interesting. I also found it interesting that when someone spun, even on a road course, if you weren't like rolling back into the throttle or like going again, they'd
like,
throw the yellow.
Immediately, yeah.
Yeah.
I caught that too. If you just stepped out and you were stuck for 2 seconds, yellow.
Yellow. Immediate. Whereas in most road course racing, they will give you almost a full lap of someone else driving to give you time to sort out if you can get fired back up and get going again.
Yeah, they do. Road course races usually figure it out. Okay, you haven't figured it out. Now I'll throw a yellow.
In road course racing, it feels like the caution is the last option, whereas in NASCAR, it feels like it's the first option and the only option.
True.
Yeah, it's very odd. But I like watching these cars in the rain and at road courses.
It's too much fun.
Apparently the fans don't, which is kind of lame.
It's funny. I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw some NASCAR thread, and there was a bunch of guys in there that were commenting just like, if NASCAR wouldn't do these damn road races, we wouldn't have these problems. That's the whole point of it. It's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, buddy.
And then you'd see like people jump down his throat like, hey, easy. This is the whole point of racing. Get over it.
Yeah, and I'm sure that those fans also watch F1 and Indy and a variety of other things.
I hope they watch IMSA.
Yes. So that was NASCAR. Cool to watch. We'll talk about where they're going next after we talk about what also raced this past weekend.
Yep.
Which was the Indycar.
It was Indycar.
At an oval.
Yeah, Gateway. So it's funny you say that. Indycar was at a what?
An oval.
And NASCAR was at a what?
A road course.
Doesn't that sound backwards?
It does. But
it's fun that way.
Technically, they do both race each one of those circuits on their calendar.
True.
Indy does do a pretty good job of splitting their calendar, one road course to one oval course.
Yeah, for the most part.
Which is, I think, pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So they were at Gateway. I think it's called Gateway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be Technology Park or something, or maybe it is Technology Park. Or it used to be Gateway something.
Yeah. Anyway, they were in Illinois. I think it's Madison, Illinois. Is where this
something
is.
Like that, yeah.
At an oval. And this race did get red flagged due to inclement weather. It rained in the middle of the race, and they don't race on the oval in the rain. They will race these cars in the rain on the road courses, but not an oval. Kind of dangerous. That's also why you never see NASCAR racing in the rain, except for this past weekend. Mm-hmm. From what I heard, this race, I didn't actually happen to watch it, was very boring for the first half of the race. It was drop the green flag, no one pass each other, get to the halfway point, let it get red flagged, come back, chaos.
Oh. I guess chaos in the last half is a little more fun than chaos on the first half.
It was, but 3/4 of the fans had already left.
Ooh.
Which I don't blame them because the race restarted at like 9 o'clock or something pretty late. So,
ooh, that's late.
I probably would not have stuck around either.
Yeah, I've been bugging out for sure.
Right. Apparently, it was very good racing down to the wire. Do you have who won?
I do. I have some results. I'm going to start the bottom step of the podium. Third place was taken by Scott McLaughlin. And then second place was David Malukas. And first place was taken by an American, Joseph Newgarden. And for the silly season fans, Alex Palou placed 9th.
Okay.
And Colton Herta was 11th.
Who was second?
David Malukas.
David Malukas was making a run, and had he had one more lap, he would have taken the win.
Oh.
Yep. He was just on an absolute tear. He had passed 3 to 4 cars in the past, 2 or 3 laps.
Just gutted.
Didn't quite have the number of laps he needed to get the win.
Sucks to be him, I suppose.
Yeah. So that was IndyCar. Nothing super important happened in the silly season that I know of. I know that Kyle Busch is in the midst of still looking for a ride. And he's trying to find sponsors. Apparently nothing, but nobody likes him, so that's okay.
Poor bastard.
And the Alex Palou situation is going to court, so we'll see what happens then.
We already know what's going to happen. He's going to ride the pine, ride the bench, baby.
Sounds like it. Yes.
Yeah, but we'll get the official that next, probably the next couple weeks here.
Right. So, upcoming this weekend, racing to look out for. The IndyCar's off. They're not racing. NASCAR will be under the lights in Daytona.
Yo!
They'll be doing the Coke Zero Sugar 400, which I don't know. Whatever. Sponsor names.
The sponsor names are the Coke Zero Sugar.
That doesn't flow real well. Kind of cool to see them under the lights. 400 laps, which should be 180 laps. 400 miles.
What I just thought about? You and I both think racing at night is more special.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you NASCAR at night would be really special to be there.
It would be.
Just those V8s at night would just be probably really exciting.
The lighting looks super cool. You're not going to get the brake rotors except when they come into the pits. But IMSA at night at Daytona is the best.
So cool. Yes. So that's NASCAR.
Speaking of IMSA will be at VIR doing GT-only racing. Yeah.
I love those GT-only races.
I kind of do.
I do.
I wish they had
because I like GT racing more than any other racing ever.
I get that, but if you want to go watch GT only, I hand you SRO and a bazillion and a half series to go watch.
Well, true.
IMSA is the multi-class chaos.
True.
That's what I like about it.
True.
There was an SRO race that I saw happen over this past weekend. It was over in Asia, and the Ferrari that was about to take the win celebrated too early and dropped to third place.
I am a driving god. Not anymore, you're not.
No.
Yikes.
And the announcers were flabbergasted.
I would have been too.
Whoa. He just celebrated and got off the throttle and just lost the race.
Just lost. Ooh,
on the final straightaway. Big
Yikes.
oof.
So IMSA's at VIR, Virginia International Raceway.
Mm-hmm.
What else is happening this weekend?
F1 is back.
Formula One.
Back from the summer break. They'll be at Spa.
Ooh, Spa-Francorchamps.
Yes. Last year, if you recall, Spa was the race that had 2 to 4 laps under yellow, and that was it. That was the whole race.
Yeah, where you started is where you finished because you weren't allowed to pass because
no one
you never got green.
Nope.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of controversy with fans and tickets and prices, and it's pretty ugly.
Yeah, so this year, please don't rain, please don't rain, please don't rain, please don't rain, please, dear God, don't rain, please don't rain.
But it's Spa.
So it's going to rain.
So it's going to rain.
Yeah, that's
what happens.
Every time F1 is at Spa, it rains.
It has to be that way.
It does.
This is also the first time that they will be racing the new Eau Rouge layout.
In Formula One.
In Formula One.
Yeah.
They repaved that section. They redid the stands. It's better for spectators. From what I know, it feels nearly identical. They laser scanned the track, tried to basically put the same asphalt down and redo the stands off to the side.
Cool.
Should be good. And there are rumors that this could be the last F1 race at Spa.
Oh, please, no, don't do
Just rumors.
that. Don't do that.
Because we know something's getting the boot for Vegas next year. And people are suspecting that Spa might get the boot.
I don't want Spa to go.
I don't either.
Why can't they just take Abu Dhabi? No, Azerbaijan. I hate Azerbaijan so much.
Money.
I
know why.
I know.
You know why.
I know.
Yeah. So that's what to look out for. Spa, F1, IMSA at VIR, NASCAR at Daytona, and IndyCar is on the break.
Perfect.
Cool.
All right. So that's all you got?
That's it.
All right. So that's it for episode 108. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment. Let us know, what race are you most eager to watch this weekend? F1, NASCAR, IMSA? Let us know. Be curious to find out. And while you're there on YouTube, please leave a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Mash that button as hard as you can. Be so appreciative there. If you're listening on audio, leave us a 5-star rating and a review on your platform of choice. I'd be so grateful for that. And while you've got your phone out, follow us on social. Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is We Are Auto _. YouTube is We Are Auto. And the coolest thing in the world is our website. I'm a little biased, but it just is. It's weareauto.io, where you can go in there and check all of your favorite races from seasons past. So again, thanks so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.